Hey guys, TrinityDC here, coming at you with another video. After we got the new Pokémon Legends Z-A trailer on Pokémon Day, I've been looking back at the trailer, trying to see if there's anything new we can learn from it. And one thing in particular that I haven't talked about yet on this channel is how exactly do Mega Evolutions work in Pokémon Legends Z-A. Obviously, Mega Evolutions are going to be a huge component of this game, given that they're the big gimmick of Kalos, the first true gimmick we ever got in the Pokemon world, because Gen 6 was the start of our gimmick trend, right? We had Gen 6 Mega Evolutions, Gen 7 Z-moves, Gen 8 was Gigantamax and Dynamax, and then Gen 9 is the whole terrestrialization mechanic. Gen 6 was the start of it all, and it's obviously the one that fans love the most. Megas are not arguably, they are the best gimmick that Game Freak has given us. They are the one that has the most fan support around it. People have been asking for Mega Evolutions to come back for years, and we're finally getting them in this game once again. And while they didn't show off any new megas, they did show off to us how these megas work in game, although they didn't really go into too much detail explaining it. So let's go back to the trailer real quick and take a look at Mega Evolutions and how exactly they're going to work in this game. So if we go to the overview trailer, at around the 227 mark is when they first start showing off Mega Evolutions, right? And eventually, if we fast forward into the trailer a little bit, we see a trainer doing a Mega Evolution on Absol here, and it's going to take place in battle. Now, in battle, there's a few things here that we can dissect that are going to tell us a little bit about how exactly megas are going to work in Pokemon Legends Z-A. So first and foremost, if you look over to the left here at the Absol icon, we can see that the Mega Stone is present within the picture of Absol. Does this mean that held items are returning in Pokemon Legends Z-A? As we all know, held items weren't a thing in Legends Arceus, and I think that kind of makes sense for that game, given that it's the Sinnoh region's first real interaction with human and Pokemon, so it would make sense they haven't really experimented with different held items and whatnot, at least in my mind it does. So given that this is taking place in a more modern Kalos, it would make sense that held items return. But if we look over to the right hand side of our screen, there's two things in particular I want to take note of here. Number one, in the bottom right hand corner over here, there is a Mega Evolution symbol which looks like it's surrounded by meters. If we press play on the trailer real quick, you can see that that meter is ticking down for Mega Absol right there. I'm going to go back and rewind it a little bit, but yeah, you can see that as time progresses in game, this meter starts to go down, meaning that it would seem that in Pokemon Legends Z-A, Mega Evolution's going to have a bit of a different gameplay mechanic than we saw in X and Y and in Alola and in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Obviously, Mega Evolution, as we all know, the way it works is once per game, once per battle, your Pokemon can Mega Evolve and it gains an extra 100 base stat total. Sometimes it changes typing, sometimes it changes ability, and obviously the appearance of the Pokemon changes. Now, in Legends Z-A, it would seem here that there's a meter that ticks down as these Pokemon are using these Mega forms, which would indicate that Mega Evolution is not going to be something that lasts for the entirety of battle. It's going to be a mechanic that only takes place for a limited portion of the battle before, I guess, your Pokemon reverts back to its normal form. And that would mean if there's a meter that's discharging when you're using a Mega Pokemon, there would have to be a way to charge your Mega Ring and your Mega Stones in this game. How is that exactly going to work? We don't know as of right now. It could be like in Scarlet and Violet with the Terrestrial Orb. It could be something like every time you heal your Pokemon up, your Mega Ring recharges, something of the sort, something along those lines, but we'll have to wait and see on all of that. The other thing I wanted to take note of, and I'm going to slow down the playback speed here so we can talk about this without it going by in 2 seconds. If you watch this Pokemon attack and you just pay attention to just the Megas in general, every single Mega has what looks to be a C+ icon next to their move set, and it's present on every single move this Mega Absol has, and it's even present on the icon over here with Mega Absol. When it uses Stone Edge, there's a C+ next to it. What exactly does this stand for? We don't know, but if you notice watching the trailer, when a Mega Pokemon uses an attack like Absol is about to here, there's a lot more going on with that attack. There's a lot more happening. It seems to have a greater area of damage, and look at it. Look at this Bulldoze here for Kangaskhan. Bulldoze has a huge area of effect that it not only hits the Garbodor, it hits the Trubbish as well that are surrounding the area. If you look at other parts of the trailer where there's Pokemon doing attacks, like for example with this Totodile and this Tepig over here, Rollout doesn't have that big of an animation for it. Neither does Water Gun that Totodile's about to use here in a sec. The animations are a lot more condensed, a lot smaller. They don't have as widespread of an area. You could argue that that's because, water gun and rollout aren't exactly these huge moves, but I would argue that seemingly the Mega Evolution moves are powered up in some capacity. Look at the Flame Wheel this Talon Flame's about to do. Flame Wheel's not exactly a weak move, but it doesn't have the same animation, the same grandiose that these Mega Pokemon do when they use their moves later in the trailer. So I'm thinking for this game, Mega Evolution's going to have a bit of a different effect on our Pokemon. Instead of making them solely more powerful for the rest of the battle and making them have an extra 100 BST, I think it's going to have an effect of, instead of making the Pokemon way more powerful, it's going to make our moves more powerful, kind of like what Z moves did in Pokemon Sun and Moon, and kind of like what Dynamax and Gigantamax did in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think it's going to have some sort of effect like that with Mega Evolutions in this game, and it's not going to be just that our Pokemon's base stat total goes up. I think our Pokemon's moves are going to get some greater effect or greater damage spread because of it. Of course, the C+ indicates that from this trailer. Who knows what that all stands for, and hopefully when we get our next trailer for Pokémon Legends Z-A, they fully go into how Mega Evolution is going to work in this game, because as of right now, it's clearly going to be a little bit different than what we're all used to when it comes to Megas. Clearly, it's not going to last for the entirety of the battle. Clearly, there's a meter that's going to be going down, as we can see in this battle here with Absol. Clearly, there's going to be some sort of power-up for our moves, given that we have a C+ next to our Pokemon's name and all of the moves that our Pokemon has on its moveset. So Mega Evolution seemingly is going to be drastically reworked in Pokemon Legends Z-A, and I am very curious to see how exactly this mechanic is going to work. Is it going to be nerfed a little bit? Because that's something that back in the day people complained about with Mega Evolution. People said that it was too OP. Having this Pokemon be extra powerful once per turn is too overpowered. Seemingly here though, if you watch the trailer, every time a Pokemon uses its move, it's like a one-hit KO when they're Mega Evolved. This Altaria, one-hit KO. The Pidgeot here, one-hit KO. The Garbodor in the next portion of the trailer, one-hit KO along with the two Trubbishes. So Megas are going to be very powerful, but they may not be working the exact same way we're used to them working in prior Pokemon games and prior iterations of this franchise, but we'll have to wait and see on all of that. For now though, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about all of this. What do you guys think about the new Mega mechanic in Z-A? How do you think it's going to work? Are we onto something that it's going to be kind of like a move power up and it's going to be a little bit nerfed, not lasting for the entirety of battle, but instead having a meter that's going to need to be recharged every so often? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from Trainer DC. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.